Hello all and welcome to my week 6 video for this fall semester 2020. So this week we're going to be talking about what to do when you don't have your phone, or maybe when you know that you need to warm up yourself. How do you go about doing that? When you sit down and you decide I need to put my voice together in a good way, what should my goals be and how do I do it? So first of all, you want to find a space that is going to be conducive for practicing. So something that's going to allow you to sing full out with your whole voice, and where there's going to be a measure of quiet around you, so that you really can concentrate on what you're doing and not being distracted by a million things, which is hard, especially if you are a parent or maybe you have a job. You just kind of need to find a time that works for you and a space that works for you. The one thing that I do say is that you should be able to have access to a keyboard. And you can do that as simply as downloading a keyboard app on your phone or electronic device. Basically, all you need is the ability to give yourself a starting pitch, and so that you have some accountability to keep yourself in check to see whether or not you're singing pitches accurately or not. So then the goal of practicing should always be about finding balance. Our voices have a natural tendency, usually towards being either too light or too strong. The chest voice is either overly strong or the head voice is overly strong. And so our job is to bring those two parts of the voice into balance with each other, so that we are able to coordinate them in all of our registers, whether it be low register, middle register, or upper register, that we have balance no matter where we sing. So first of all, we want to warm up our physical body. So sometimes, we've all been to choir rehearsals where we're rolling our shoulders or where we're touching our toes, rubbing each other's backs for whatever reason. Part of that is that we want to get the body kind of moving around and relaxed, ready to participate in the activity that we're doing. And so I would invite you to do that first. Just stretch your body out a little bit, reach for the sky, whatever. Do some actions that help you feel relaxed and native in your environment. Then we should be thinking about breathing. So there are a lot of different breathing exercises that we can do. And so let me just teach you one right now. I like this on an S. Basically, it involves inhaling for a count of 4 and then exhaling on a S for extended periods of time. So usually we inhale and then exhale on a count of 4. Inhale, 2, 3, and then we're going to exhale on 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale on a count of 12. Inhale 4, exhale 16, 4, 20, 4, 24, as you can go and however long you can make it. And we're really concentrating on that sort of narrow, focused stream of breath, exhaling through the just sustained S. So you might do something like that. You might do my open breathe in exercise where we're working on keeping that palate lifted, keeping the air concentrated through that open space. And again, you can kind of do that same pattern. So open, breathe in for count of 4, and then out for 4, 4, 8, 4, 12, 4, 16, etc., etc. Then once you feel like the breath is kind of moving, you have to do some assessment. Where are you at today? Do you have a cold? Does the voice feel kind of heavy? Are you tired and the voice feels kind of light, and the vocal cords don't really want to approximate or come together very well? Then you have to ask yourself, where should I start? Should I start in the middle? Should I start low? Should I start high? I tend to like to work in the middle and then work out. Some people feel really comfortable up high, so they like to start high and then work down. Some people like to start low and establish a really wonderful firm foundation and then build from there. You have to kind of figure out what works best for you and to think about that as a matter of practice. The best way to do that is to do the wrong thing. So warm up and then realize, I got too aggressive with this part of my voice and it didn't work. I started too light and I could never really attach to the core of my voice. That we learn these things by practicing and by not doing the right things. That's one of the best ways to figure out what works is to figure out what doesn't work. So that's part of why we're required to practice as much as we are, is because you are trying to figure out this instrument that belongs in your body. And unlike an instrument like a saxophone, which comes in its basic size, and now weather maybe will provide a little bit of like stretch in the bell. Generally, your saxophone does not change shape overnight or does not become something new, or is not affected by sickness or hormones or all of the things that human bodies are affected by. And so our instruments are ever changing, which means every single day we're going to encounter something new. And so if you've experienced some success yesterday, but today you're feeling frustrated because you can't quite get back there, just know that that's totally normal. And it's just a reaction to your body, maybe retaining water, or maybe you didn't get enough sleep last night, or there's a poor air quality today. So you never know what's going to be affecting your voice. So we just have to get to the practice room and make sense of our time there. So finally, let's talk about just generally how we handle warming up. So I like to open up my keyboard app, and whenever we warm up, we generally warm up by half steps. So a half step is defined usually as the shortest distance between two notes. Or if you're looking at a keyboard, the two notes that are next to each other and there's no note in between them. So here is what my keyboard app looks like. You can see that we've got black notes and white notes. So if I start here, a half step this direction or a half step this direction, there's no note in between these two notes, and there's no note in between these two notes. So that is a half step. If I move from here to here, however, that's a whole step, and we can see there's one note in between. So whenever we sing scale patterns, we are singing a pattern of half steps and whole steps. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do is a particular pattern of whole steps and half steps. And that's why no matter what note what pitch we start on, if we sing the correct pattern, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, it'll sound similar. We will recognize it as a major scale because we've sung the correct pattern. If you have taken piano, you probably are getting better and better all the time at playing your scales. You could play for yourself, but if perhaps you do not play the piano, then what you should know is that when we are doing scales, we are ascending by half steps. So if we're just doing a do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, or do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, like we do a lot of times. Then we're going to press one key here. So this is a D. Then we're going to press the next half step. Then the next one. Then the next one. And so on or so forth. And we can do the same thing going down. So the things that you need to know are, what are the pattern of the exercise? What is the pattern of the exercise you're getting ready to do? Which direction are you going to move, up or down? What note are you going to start on, and what note are you going to end on? And so that can help you complete the entire exercise. And then all you need is a free app on your phone, some quiet space, and a time to work out your exercises. We want to start with kind of slow exercises that stretch the voice. So after you've done a little body stretching, after you've done a little bit of breathing, then we want to just begin to stabilize the voice. We want to encourage all the parts. So that's why a lot of times I like to start with a ooey or ee-ah. Wee, 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 wee. Wee, 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 wee. That exercise gets us kind of moving both the light part of the voice and the core part of the voice in a coordinated manner. Then I like to come into the middle and establish stability. So that's why a lot of times I choose it forces a close to an open vowel to help us think about spinning the air smoothly, whether we're in a more closed position or whether we're in a more open position. For my light voices, I like to encourage oohs to kind of open up the top and really get some flexibility. So you'll find I often have you do 2 sets of ooh. So if you're warming up and you're feeling like your voice, your high voice is really tense, you might need to lighten it. And so use an ooh vowel to lighten your voice a little bit. Do those ooh sets and just take them up as high as you feel comfortable. Then I like to maybe work down. So once we've gone up, we've kind of loosened the high voice, then maybe I will take you from the high down. So we're kind of now we've got the light flexible, but we're trying to find stability in that lower note by really encouraging the chest voice to balance out with the head voice and to create just a smooth path from the top to the bottom. Then we want to think maybe about some agility. So different agility exercises. That's how you're just moving the voice quickly. Maybe things like or or even things like so maybe something a little bit like that we begin to start stretching the range of notes that we use and the speed in which we use those notes. So if you can think about relax the body, get the breath moving, stabilize the voice, balance the voice, and then think about agility. If you can have those sort of 5 sections in your warm-up, use a keyboard app to make sure that you're working either up or down by half steps and that you're working across the low and the high ends of your range in any given warm-up session. Then you will probably begin to discover new things about your voice. You'll begin to discover what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and you'll really be on a great path towards self-discovery and increased vocal strength, balance, and agility. So good luck in your practice time. I look forward to hearing your own created sessions.